When I think of the holidays, I think of when I was in 3rd grade on the 8th night of Hanukkah. We thought there was just one big box for me, my brother, and my sister, and we thought it was going to be just a bogus present, but it turned out to be our German Shepherd that we had for like 13 years, and it was really nice, and it's like my fondest holidays memory. Now I don't really care about the holidays.
Ditto.
Reconnect with people you haven't seen in a while and that kind of thing.
A time to recoup and relax.
So the tradition in Scotland is that you leave a glass of whiskey out for Santa and a carrot for Rudolph the reindeer for them to have a break when they deliver presents to your house. However, my dad would always just leave a glass of milk out instead of the whiskey. And when I asked him about it, he said, well, you know, maybe Santa's had too much whiskey by the time he gets to our house, and I think he was more worried that we would get up in the middle of the night and drink it. However, so we would leave a glass of milk out and a carrot for Rudolph. And in the morning, when you finally did fall asleep and wake up, the milk was gone and the carrot would be half eaten, and you would be amazed to think that maybe they had in fact come here. And that's what used to happen until we worked it out.
I guess the question is precisely what do the holidays mean to us, as individuals, and I think it's an important question, but it doesn't quite hit the mark for me in terms of kind of how I live through the holidays. I came across this very interesting kind of philosophical problem that this Australian dude cooked up some years ago, and people found it super vexing. They contort themselves trying to sneak out and wiggle out of this like really, really confounding problem. And the problem is presented as this hypothetical story. The story is you're walking down the street and you're wearing like your nicest clothes. Maybe you're on your way to a very important meeting, and no one else is around, and you see this kid like in a small body of water, and he's struggling. He can't get out, and he's going to drown if you don't get in there to save him. So the question is, well, do you ruin your clothes? Do you make yourself late for this meeting? Do you get into the pond, you drag the kid out, save his life? Most people kind of presented with this problem. You tell them, there's nothing sneaky. You can kind of take everything at face value. It's not a trick. We'll say, in response to this story, of course I would get into the water, save the kid. But who wouldn't do that? You'd be crazy not to. And so the second half of the story is like, well, that is actually kind of the state of the world as we find it. There is a real imbalance between kind of haves and have-nots, and if you're kind of living in a Western society, it by and large, it's very likely the case that you can afford to part with $5 or $10 or $15, and if you can spare 15, you can probably spare 100 or 500 or 1,000. And kind of the question is, where is that line? If every single dollar can be committed in such a way that fellow members of the human family can all benefit, then kind of where do you stop? And so, like I said, the problem is kind of confounded some of the best minds could never figure out the way out of it. So this young guy comes along, Scottish, St. Will, McCaskill, and he says, no, you think about it all wrong. You don't have a moral obligation to get into that pond and drag the kid out and save him. In fact, it's not a pond that we're all faced with kind of on a daily basis when it comes to living ethical lives. In fact, it's a house. The house is on fire. No one else is around. There's a kid kind of standing at the window. He's asking for help. He's too scared to jump. And the question is, do you run into the house? Run to the house, grab the kid, run out. And if you do it, it will be the most exciting and like profoundly good thing you could possibly do. A story to tell for the rest of your life, a kind of rush, like that just transcends all other kinds of thrills. And so that's actually kind of the state of the world as we find it. That it isn't a moral obligation that we face, but kind of a moral opportunity. And I just think that is an absolutely thrilling way to think about the world. And so I encountered this a couple years ago and was kind of flirting with the idea of being slightly more bold with kind of how I conduct my finances, and was tempted to last year, but I don't know, chickened out or just I don't know. Yeah, chickened out. Chickened out is really the whole of it. With committing just like the company bonus, the year-end bonus. And so this year I decided well in advance that I would do it kind of whole hog, and just kind of not knowing what that number is, just commit ahead of time to donate it entirely to highly effective causes, and that's what I'm going to do.